Welcome back to Explore Tennessee. I'm Robert Stevens, and this week we're exploring some really amazing places in Giles County. Giles County was established in 1809. The county boasts that it is small enough for neighbors to know each other, yet large enough to offer a rich quality of life. Located south of Nashville on the Tennessee and Alabama border, Giles County is a progressive place that is very mindful of its past. In this video, we will visit the county seat, Pulaski, tour the Milky Way Farm, enjoy historic Lynnville, and dine at some unique restaurants. Pulaski has certainly seen its share of controversy over the years, but today, the city is focused on its future. Pulaski doesn't sweep its past under the rug. After the Civil War, the Ku Klux Klan was founded in Pulaski. The city has denounced this form of racism. In fact, the plaque installed to mark the site where the Klan was founded was symbolically turned around in the 1990s to show that the area was turning its back on this form of thinking. A visit to new places often leads me to reflect on both the good and the bad parts of history. Understanding how atrocities like these occurred in the past helps prevent them from happening again in the future. Pulaski is home to a thriving Main Street district, the center of which is the beautiful county courthouse behind me. Local resident Olivia Officer lives in Pulaski and has shown countless visitors around her town. She certainly helped me have a better understanding of how the area's past and future work together. What historical events happened here in Pulaski that people should know about?
Well, we, of course, like any community, have a ton of history. I think the two primary things that you would find in your research would be, number one, the Trail of Tears route did come directly through Pulaski. Two routes, actually, the Bell and the Bench route. As well as that was, of course, Sam Davis was captured and executed here in Giles County, held here as well. And that's something that a lot of people flock to and want to learn more about.
Those interested in the capture and execution of Confederate spy Sam Davis can drive about 14 miles south of Pulaski to Minor Hill and find the location where Davis was captured by Union forces during the Civil War. An amazing but unplanned stop on Pulaski Square was Antoinette Hall, Tennessee's oldest opera. Originally built in 1868, Antoinette Hall must have been quite a venue during its heyday. For over 50 years, Antoinette Hall provided a location for entertainment, graduations, lectures, and other events. We met Tammy Perchowski, Executive Director of the STAAR Theater at Antoinette Hall, who gave us a tour of this fascinating place and explained efforts to completely restore it.
We were a theater group looking for a home. So a friend of ours bought this building in a foreclosure and decided that he wanted to find the proper owners for it. So he reached out to us and said, I know you're looking for a place, you've got to come and look. And we went and looked at it and we thought, absolutely, we can certainly turn this into a great theater for our kids. This would be perfect. And we were ready to sign the lease on the bed of his pickup truck, and I looked up and saw this black mansard roof that's on the top of the building. And when I saw that, I said, okay, so is there a second floor up here? So we came up the stairs and we came in through this hallway. And at the end of the hallway were these double doors nailed shut. And he pried the nail open, and this is what we walked into.
Oh, wow.
So I literally sat down right here and started crying because I thought, number one, he's going to say, forget it, I'm keeping it. And then number two, we kind of feel like God leads you in really cool places, and for him to drop an arts group here, it means we need to save it. That was what our cue was. So he helped me off the floor and said, I think you found your home. And he was really excited to get us into it permanently. So we were standing in Antoinette Hall. Our goal is to raise enough funds and awareness to save the oldest opera house in Tennessee, one of the top 5 oldest in the nation, that is still standing and can be saved. So
You will find Pulaski is a charming place with plenty of shops, restaurants, and offices. After walking around the town and visiting with locals, it was time to stop for lunch. The Yellow Deli was recommended. It was a unique restaurant and the food did not disappoint. The Yellow Deli in downtown Pulaski is operated by people who work and live together on a farm nearby, where they share common life in a peaceful and friendly atmosphere. The color yellow was chosen as a way to spread joy to the community, as the group shares this was the first color when God said, "Let there be light." To learn more about how the Yellow Deli operates, Sarah sat down with me to share her insight.
When we first started this deli, we only had a little tent out front and we were selling bread. We wanted to build a restaurant that we could work together, and that people that walk in the door, that they would know that God loves them. And for someone to walk in the front door of a restaurant and not be preached to, but let people know that God loves you, takes a lot of care.
As always, a stop somewhere new leads to a broader perspective. The people at Yellow Deli were very friendly, and our lunch was really good. Another noteworthy place in Giles County is the Milky Way Farm. If you're like me, you probably just thought of a candy bar. That's no coincidence. Frank Mars, who founded Mars Inc., the company responsible for Snickers, the Milky Way, and the Three Musketeers candy bars, built this 25,000 square foot manor on a property in Giles County in the 1930s. Construction of the Milky Way Farm spared much of Giles County from the Great Depression. Frank Mars hired hundreds of local workers to help build this 25,000 square foot manor and develop the farm after the success of his candy bars. I'm sure that it was quite the place back then. Today, the venue is still spectacular, and it is a place that hosts weddings, events, festivals, meetings, and tours by reservation. Prospective visitors are encouraged to visit the farm's website to better understand services offered. To help better appreciate the farm, Lynn Golden took time to show us around the manor she co-operates.
It's such a neat part of Tennessee history. It just needs to be protected and saved and shared. And so my goal has just been to not get overwhelmed by how much needs to be done, but just make it a little bit better each day. And just to savor the history and the exciting things that happened here.
What do you want a visitor to take away from this place?
I think a time that you can get away for just a few hours and kind of recharge. There's a lot of the farm that gives me peace, but also to learn a little bit about history and what a great state we have, and just different stories, and maybe to take some time to think of your own story and what are you going to do. And Frank Mars had polio, and he did not get to do some of the things that some of the other kids got to do, but instead he was in the kitchen learning things with his mom and learned how to make chocolate, and that his family still has such an amazing organization. We love an underdog story. We love anything outside, utilizing the property, and with the manor, just trying to take care of it. You know, there's we need a change of smoke detector battery today, but there's always something, and just enjoying the journey, and to not have been known as anyone that messed it up. So that's kind of my goal.
The 1,100-acre Milky Way Farm in Giles County is a gem for so many reasons. I found this visit to be extremely worthwhile and would certainly recommend a visit to anyone after contacting the venue to determine available opportunities. Our last stop of the day is the small town of Lynnville. A charming place, Lynnville is home to a railroad museum and its depot station. In Lynnville, you can experience going back in time and also the inner workings of a train from the inside of a locomotive, passenger car, and caboose. To bring the town and its railroad museum to life, my new friend Johnny Phelps explained what guests should expect when visiting this special town. What's the most important thing that you want people to take away from this museum?
Well, it's just the fact that the love people have for trains, and that they would come in here and see what's been donated. And if you'll notice where it says the community roster over there, that's people that bought stock in this organization. And if your name is on there, or people that donated up to $1,000, and we sold stock. Well, stock wasn't worth anything except the fact that you helped. And everything in here is, given by railroad people mostly. We want people to come into this town and think of it as maybe as a place, you can come and go back to the past.
So it really is a community effort to maintain this.
It is. And the city of Lynnville itself has been really, great. And as a matter of fact, they've now pretty well taken it over and running it and doing a great job.
Johnny also owns a local restaurant called Soda Pop Junction. We stopped in for an early dinner to experience this popular place firsthand. To finish the day, I couldn't think of a better treat than a hamburger and a milkshake. The Soda Pop Junction in Lynnville has been serving these up since 1998. So tell us about the Soda Pop Junction.
The building itself was 1862. That's a lot of antiques. I always use Cracker Barrel as an example. Cracker Barrel is new to look old. We're old because we are old.
I hope you've enjoyed our visit to Giles County as much as I have. There are so many great sights around the state of Tennessee to enjoy. If you haven't followed us yet on Facebook, be sure to do that at Stevens Travels. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at the link below. Join us next time.